So I'm about to go to the garden, but I was thinking about filming maybe every month. My goal is to complete for the next month. So it's mid-April right now, and I figured I would make some goals that I'd like to complete by the end of May. So I started writing things down, and then I was like, let me just film it now. I was doing YouTube goals. Currently, I have 1,520 subscribers. I lost 6 in the last week. So good. And for watch hours, I have 1,328. So if you don't know, to get monetized on YouTube, you need over 1,000 subs, which I have. Great, lovely. And then you also need 4,000 watch hours. So I'm lacking on the watch hours. That is the thing. My sub goal for the end of May is 1,545 subs. That might be too many. Realistically, I honestly think I might end the month with 1,535. My watch hours, well, I am thinking 1,400 to 1,450, kind of a range, and we'll see where I hit. Other goals for YouTube. I'm filming some videos in the background that are like singular videos that aren't vlogs, and I just need to finish them. So there's one video in particular about cleaning up my freezer, and like I've canned a whole bunch of things. So I would like to put that out. I have one more thing to film with that. And then I'm also working on a mending video. I saved all of my clothes that needed to be mended in some way. So those are 2 videos I would like to get off of my plate and get onto YouTube because I think they're helpful. And I have some personal goals, and these are going to be more like crafting goals, maybe garden goals, things like that. One thing that's on my head right now is dyeing yarn. I have all of the supplies. I have the yarn. I invested a lot of money, or at least a lot of money for me. I don't remember how much, into buying 10 skeins of this really beautiful yarn, and I bought the dye already, and I have a pan for it. I have everything. I just have to do it. Of course I want to film it, but I really want to do it for myself because I want to learn how to do it. It's going to be so fun. I just have to get up and do it. And it doesn't even take that long. Another little crafty goal is I really want to get into paper making. I saw a reel on Instagram. I will put the name of the person, and she was making her own paper out of like toilet paper rolls and lint, flower petals and things like that. And it looked so cool. I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So I have a jar that's been sitting in my laundry room, and I've been collecting lint and putting my toilet paper rolls in there. I've also been saving some dried flower petals or just pretty things that I could add. And I think I have enough to make the paper. So I really want to do that. Another thing with making paper is you can also dye it. So that would be really cool to include dyes from the garden in the paper. I'm not sure if I really have any garden goals at the moment. I would say just make sure I plant all the seeds in May that I need to plant and harden things off properly. Let's do that actually. I don't know if that's really a goal, but harden plants off successfully. How about that? Okay, I don't know. Is this good? I don't want to be too ambitious that I write down like 20 things and then like nothing gets done. And then by the end of May, I'm like, cool, I did nothing. I want to make the goals obtainable. In May, I am going to LA. Very exciting, I know. I will be vlogging that, so that's gonna be really cool. But I have to make sure that I edit videos ahead of time and make sure they're posted. I'm gonna revisit my goals at the end of May. I'll film a little section and I'll just like add it in to whatever video is gonna be going up in the first week of June. So then we will all know what to expect for that month. And you'll know if I completed my May goals. I'm so cold. It's like 50 degrees with a decent breeze. I guess let's plant some onions. Tomatoes are gonna be to my right over here. Then it's gonna be like peppers and eggplants to the left. So I was thinking maybe do a row of shallots and cipollinis between them. Does that sound good? Whoa. Wow. Okay, cloves need to be 6 inches apart. Last year I planted my onions too deep. These are shallots, by the way. So I planted all the cipollinis. I did do from this corner all the way to the compost bin over there. I did a whole row of them. Cipollinis are smaller onions, like maybe this big, so I could plant them a little bit closer together. And then I did shallots over here with a little bit of the cipollinis as well. I still want to do yellow onions, like bigger ones, but I don't have them right now. So when I get some, I will pop those somewhere into the ground. I'm not really sure where. Here it is. It's supposed to rain maybe today, tomorrow, and the next day. So I'm not gonna water. I'm just gonna let it do its thing. Hello everyone. So I went to King Soopers on the way home. I got a mango soda, so good. And I got 2 strawberry plants because they were $3.99 per plant. They looked really good. They are ever-bearing strawberries. And I made sure to grab pots that had 2 plants in them. And I'll show you what I mean. Let's go out on the balcony. So I told you yesterday that my strawberry plants died. In each one of these pots, there's 2 plants technically. So I can separate them. And then I have 4. That's a hack for when you're looking for plants. See how many are in the pot first. I'm going to put them in this right here, which is a row cover. Currently there are pansies in there that are covered in aphids. Maybe I should separate them. I'll move the pansies out and I'm gonna put the strawberries under the row cover. How cute. Just leave this here and hopefully they won't get too shocked by the sun. They're also in the shade, so that helps. Also, this one right here has strawberries on it already. This one has a flower. Oh, I love them. Here are the pansies. Oh my God, they're not doing well. There's no flowers yet. Again, there's just greens. So, you know, I hope they bounce back. I want to show you some embroidery things that I have completed and one that I'm currently working on. If you hear weird noises, my dog is rolling around behind me. I started doing embroidery last year and I started with a kit. At least I think it was last year. Maybe it was this year. I truly cannot remember. This year has been so weird already. I think there are 4 patterns with the kit and I have done 1. Yes, I want to complete it because there are still so many stitches that I don't know, and it's like a really good sampler, if you will, of different stitches and different things you can do. Plus there's like cute little fruits and vegetables that I want to embroider. I've also bought a embroidery kit that is not a sampler type thing and I completed it. So I bought this at Joann, RIP Joann. It is a pansy. It's so beautiful and I completed it. So exciting. So there's a few things to note here. First of all, that's chocolate right there. My advice is to not eat chocolate when you're working on crafts, but that's what happened. So this is how it turned out. I will say some of the thread colors were like off because in this picture you can really see the definition between dark and light on that top darker color. When I did it with those colors, everything kind of blended in. So I went over it with my own thread that I could kind of match. It's those darker purple threads. I just thought it would like add a little bit more dimension or something. All in all, I'm happy with it. I think it looks really good. It's so cute. I could so easily turn this into a patch, which I think I kind of want to do. I think it would be so cute patched onto something like a pair of overalls or like an apron or I don't know, something. There's lots of things spinning in my mind. Cool, we did that, we're done. And then I decided to move on to another kit. I'm pretty sure I bought this the first year I moved to Colorado. So this is what it looks like. So amazing. It is by Cozy Blue, handmade. I believe her Instagram handle is Cozy Blue. And this is called the Fairy Ring. On the back, it gives you instructions. It came with all of the embroidery floss and I love it. This is how mine turned out. I changed some colors around. I wanted to make it a little bit more pastel-ish. I wanted it to match my vibe. So here we go. That's what it looks like. I added in really funky mulch down here. It uses thread that blends from like brown, tan, cream to blues and purples. I thought it was so perfect. And I changed the leaves right here to a little bit more of a true green. In the original one, it was more like a blue. It's like a turquoisey, yeah, like a turquoise blue almost. And of course the mulch is like dark purple, like eggplant purple and green. So yeah, that's how that turned out. I did padded satin stitch for the moons and I love how they turned out. They're so cool. It gives a little bit of like dimension. I just love it. I love it. I don't even know how long this took me. Hold on, let me find my phone. I started April 7th, around there. So it took me 2 weeks to complete that. The next thing that I am working on currently, I started this 3 days ago, I think, 3 days ago. And it is the bike. I'm making this bike for my girlfriend, but I don't like the colors. Like, no. The bike is gonna be like a really pretty color of blue and the flowers are gonna be like multicolored and it's gonna have fun little tassel thing here. It's gonna be great. So this is what I've done so far, and I've done some new stitches, new techniques, and I love it so much. So I literally wove this basket last night. First I did the leaves, and then last night I made this little basket here. So fun. I love weaving. I want to loom so bad. You have no idea. I want to weave things. This will have to do for now. I wove this cute basket, and then I did this flower. I did woven wagon wheel is the technique, and I used the darker pink thread for like the spokes and the outline of the wagon wheel, and then I used light pink to weave in and out of the spokes to create this cute flower. I love it so much. I think it's so cute. So I'm working away on that. I love how it's turning out, although embroidery is very slow. I think I finished like 3 leaves in one night. It still keeps my attention, you know? I still love it so much. It's so fun to create things, but also creating things from my own brain, which I guess I could show you something that I'm kind of working on. I don't know when I'm gonna start this, but I'll show you what's going on. Does this look familiar? Anyone? No? Yes. It's my studio. I think it'd be really cool to embroider this, almost like I took a photograph of it. My desk is all messy. You know, it's not like the most well-kept thing ever, but I love that because that's how my desk looks all the time. I really love the idea of snapping a photo of something and then embroidering that photo onto fabric. Like, photos are already so cool because you're freezing a moment in time, but stitching something onto a fabric that is like based on a photograph or whatever is like, I don't know, I think it's just so cool. So I would love to make this my studio. You know, whenever I move next, I can do that studio and then I can have like a wall of my studios. I would also love to do that for my garden. But speaking of the garden, remember I dyed fabric last year using flowers and leaves. This is how it turned out, which, by the way, look at it. It's yellow. When I first did this, and I can try to find a video of it, it was green, like a lime green. Amazing. Oh. It's so cool. So I'm gonna embroider the year 2024 on this. And this is kind of like my commemorative garden piece for last year. And I hope to make one this year as well, maybe a little bit better. I'll link the video, but what I did is hammered the flowers onto the fabric. I did mordant this fabric. It worked like somewhat, but not a lot. I did get a lot of dye though in there. It kind of turned out, but yeah, I would like to make an even better one for this year. So that's on my little list of things to embroider. And that's it. That is all I have going on right now with embroidery. I mean, it's not the best looking thing ever in the world, but will it work? I think so.